There are so many benefits of buying new construction. I think maybe I'm biased because I live in a new construction home. I help so many of my buyers, especially first-time home buyers, be able to purchase a home with new construction, but I also do think it sort of can get a bad rap. Number one, I think if you're on social media, everybody's like, don't buy new construction. They're absolutely terrible. They go up so fast. They're cookie cutter. There's no character to them. And as much as I do agree with the cookie cutter, no character, I think there is a time and place to buy new construction, and who would not want a brand new home? So let's get into the pros and then we will talk about the cons of buying new construction. So number one is just the warranties that you get with a new construction home, you guys. I always say if you are tight for money, or if you don't like to fix things, or you just don't want to come out of pocket for your first few years of owning a home, new construction might be the way to go because of your warranties. So here in Colorado, I'm not sure how it is in any other state, but here in Colorado, you have your 1-year warranty, and that normally covers the mechanicals, it covers the cosmetics. So let's just say that your fridge goes out, great. You're gonna get a new fridge. Let's say that your water heater goes out, great, you're gonna get a new water heater. Let's say that your floorboard pops up for some crazy reason, great. We're gonna call the warranty department and they're gonna come and fix it. So that's under warranty. And then in Colorado, you have it depends on the builder. It can be anywhere from 6 to 10 year structural warranty. So let's just say that your home just caves in. Oh shoot, your home caves in. Well, great, it's under warranty, and you as a homeowner do not have to come out of pocket for that. So I always say that if you're worried about spending more money after closing and you're like, look, we're really strapped, new construction might be the way to go because everything's under warranty. You don't have to worry about things breaking and then you having to come out of pocket for them. Now, simple things like drywall cracks, or I'm trying to think, paint chips, that's not going to be under warranty, you guys. Like, that's simple homeowner maintenance that you have to cover, but typically you have a 1-year period where you can log everything to the maintenance department and they'll come by and fix it. Number two, a good con for buying new construction is everything is brand new. Who the heck does not want to live in a brand new home? I know I do. I think it's disgusting when you go into a home and the carpets are just wrecked. They have dog pee on them, maybe they have dog hair, your babies throw up, right? Who doesn't want to live in a brand new home? Nobody's ever laid on the carpet. Nobody has ever spilt the food on the floor. I just think living in a brand new clean home is very, very appealing. And then with that comes plain walls, right? Typically when you buy a new construction home, homes are very plain, they're very basic. Well, with that, you can make it whatever you want. You want to paint the cabinets? Great, go paint the cabinets. They're white, you can normally paint them. Great, you want to paint the walls? Go paint the walls. You have a fresh slate. You want to add an arch? Great, add an arch. It's just this plain house that you can then customize, and that is one thing that I like, is versus when you buy resale, it's like, holy shit, now we got green walls, we got yellow walls, maybe some red. Now I gotta replace the walls, I gotta paint them, I gotta replace the carpet. Not when you buy new construction, everything is new. Number three, the biggest con that I love. I cannot scream this enough from the rooftop, you guys. I cannot scream it loud enough. New construction builder incentives. They're huge. Now, I will say that me and Dylan, we work so hard to build relationships with these new communities, with the builder reps. That way we can come to you with the best rates, with the best incentives. We will fight for you to get your closing costs covered. We will fight for you to get your blinds. We'll fight for you to get a fence. Builders are great because typically they're gonna beat out the market rate. For instance, right now it's November, market rates are about 6.1 to 6.2. We just closed on a home and they are getting a 1.25 their first year, 2.25 their second, 3.25 their third, 4.25 beyond the loan. That's their interest rate. Like, that's insane. You can't beat that. That helps their monthly payments. Plus, we're getting part of their closing costs covered. Plus, we're getting them blinds, washer and dryer. We're getting them fence. Like, builder incentives are crazy. They are wanting to get rid of inventory, especially at the end of the year. They have quotas to meet, and so they're like gonna dump everything and anything that they have. Cautious about your monthly payment. Let's look at new construction homes, because typically we can get you really good incentives. If you guys don't have a ton of money to come to the table, great, let's talk new construction homes. There's just so many options that new construction can provide, especially with their incentives. Now, you do have to know where to look though. I will say I get a ton of agents messaging me like, oh my gosh, where is that? And it's like, dang it, you guys, I went and did my due diligence for my clients because that really mattered to me. I want to get them the best deals. So you have to know where to look, you have to know who to talk to, you have to build relationships to know these incentives are going on. Pro number 4 is location growth. I always say where new construction is going up, that is where you know it is going to boom. I would say honestly that the east side of I-25 in northern Colorado is just booming right now. Like, it is blowing my mind. Johnstown especially has so many new communities going up, and to me that says bye, because in 10 years, you guys, this place is going to explode, and you're going to wish that you would have bought 10 years ago, just like we all say, right? We wish we could have bought 10 years ago. But when you see a Starbucks going into town, when you see a big grocery store going into town, and any like big companies coming in, you know that's where that place is going to boom. So for instance, Johnstown is building like crazy. Everywhere you go, you see new construction. This whole place is going to get taken over by new construction. Windsor has a ton of new construction communities going up. Same with Severance. It's like, it's very up and coming, and so I would pay attention to that. If you're going to buy new construction, buy where the growth is happening. For instance, Johnstown has great incentives, growth is happening, it's a great place to be, it's very family oriented, so that is one thing that I love. And then the last thing that I will say about new construction, not always, you guys, but it depends on the neighborhood. So let me just preface that the price point does matter, but a lot of times if you are coming with kids, new construction is a little bit easier for families to be able to get into, to afford, versus already established homeowners. Why? Because the incentives, they're not so harsh about the requirements, and it's just a little bit more affordable. So if you're a family and you want kids around, you want other families, you want parks and all of that, typically new construction homes has a ton of that in the neighborhood. Now, if you are in a higher price point, of course, right, if you're looking 800 plus, yes, you are going to have families, because some families can't afford that, but for the most part, you're going to have more established families with older kids. You are going to have parents with their kids in college. You're going to have retirees. So it just sort of depends on the price point that you find, but a lot of times I find that new construction communities do have a lot of families. If you are thinking about making a move to Colorado, whether that's 9 days or 90 days, me and my fiance Dylan, we would absolutely love to help you and your family. We'll sit down, go over the process. We'll see what we need to do to make the transition smooth for you. So feel free to call, text, email, and we would absolutely love to help. Now let's go over the cons, because obviously new construction is not always great. There's some cons that come with it, of course, with anything. Now, the number one thing that I'm going to preface you guys is please, before you walk into a new construction community, please have an agent. Of course, I want it to be me and Dylan, but please have an agent, you guys. The builders, they work for the company, right? Let's say you're gonna buy a Century home. The builders, the reps, they work for Century. They don't work for you. Yes, you're gonna go in and be like, oh my gosh, hey, show me a home, and they're gonna show you homes, but at the end of the day, they're not gonna try to negotiate you the best rate. They're not gonna try to negotiate your closing costs. Why? Because they want that home to sell, and they're working for the company. They're not working for their clients. So number one, before you look at new construction, you guys, please bring an agent, a well-qualified agent with you that really understands the new construction communities, that understands the negotiation part of it. That is key number one. Con number one is a lot of times new construction communities, especially in northern Colorado, have something what's called metro tax. And basically what metro tax is, I refer to this in almost every video because a lot of northern Colorado communities have this, is it's a higher tax rate. Now, depending on the community that you're in, it can be anywhere, I keep saying all these numbers, it can be anywhere from like 1.2 to 1.8. It just really depends on the area. There's a few areas in Johnstown that have 0.98% of your home's value, so it just really depends. But basically what it is it is a it's a tax that the builders are like, we don't want to pay for this, we're going to send it off to the homeowners. And basically what that tax covers is the infrastructure, the sewer. It just helps build the areas around it, and they pass this tax on to you because they don't want to buy it, and then that's the metro. So it basically is a tax that helps develop the area. And yes, that metro tax can drop off But it's probably gonna be 30, 40 years, so I wouldn't plan on it dropping off anytime soon. But watch out for Metro. Always ask and be informed on if it's a Metro district and what the tax rate is. Con number 2 is property taxes. So when you buy a new construction home, it depends on the builder that you go with. Make sure you're knowledgeable on this and make sure your agent educates you on this. But some home builders only assess the land value. So when you buy your home, your mortgage payment is going to be dirt cheap. Why? Because your taxes are literally nothing, because all you have assessed is the land, not your actual home. And that's the one thing that can like freak people out. So when they first get into a home, your monthly payment's going to be really cheap. And then 2 years when they reassess your property, now you have your land and now you have your home. And so your payment is going to go through the roof. And that is why we see so many new construction homes that go up for sale a year and a half, 2 years down the line, because they can't afford their monthly mortgage because nobody educated them on, hey, right now your mortgage is based off of the assessed land, versus in 2 years your taxes are going to go up because now it's your land and your home. And so make sure you know that. And now some home builders, I have a few off the top of my head that I work with that actually assess the home's value when you go to close. That way it's already in your mortgage. In 2 years you're not going to be able to not afford your home. So that is what I don't like, is how new construction normally is only the assessed value of the land versus the assessed value of the home itself. Another con is basic finishes, right? I think that's just a thing, especially depending on the price point. Yes, they get referred to as cookie cutter. Everything looks the same. You have white walls, you have white cabinets, you have black this, you have gray this, right? It can be sort of plain. And that can be a con or that can be a good. For me, it's good because I don't like purchasing homes that already have everything already built in. I want to make it my own. My style is not the same as yours. So some people can think of that as a con, that it's cookie cutter, that there's not a whole lot to it. And to me, it's a positive because then I can make it whatever I want to make it. If I want to paint my cabinets pink, I'm going to paint them pink. But I don't think I'd ever buy a house that has pink cabinets. And one of the last cons that I am going to say is just construction. Now, depending on when you buy in the development, if you buy right when they are developing or if you buy at the end, there could be constant construction in your neighborhood. And if you have kiddos that like to nap, right, you need some peace and quiet time, sometimes that is a con, right? I don't want to live next to a bulldozer. Like I don't want to hear people banging on the houses. So I think that can be a con for some, just the noise of new construction going up. So depending on the buying process, depending on the street that you buy on, but that can be a con, is construction and the noises that come with it. I have one last con that I will speak on, is resale value. Now, construction obviously grows in equity, right? Just like any other home. But one thing that I really want you to be aware of is new construction, especially if it is a more basic home, right? A little bit more cookie cutter, a little bit more plain. It might not have a bunch of bells and whistles. Equity growth might be a little bit slower. I always tell my clients, please expect to stay in this home for about 5 years. Why do I say 5 years? Well, let's say you move into this home today, you reach out to me in 2 years, and you're like, hey, we're ready to sell. Yeah, no problem, we can totally sell. But just so you know that they're still building in this neighborhood, it's gonna be so hard for us to compete with the new construction because they offer amazing rates, they offer cash to close, and what do we offer, right? We're $60,000 over, we have no interest rate, we have no this, we have no that. So I always say, please know that you either, one, will not build crazy amount of equity until that new construction community is done being built, or you guys stay in the home for a little longer than most people stay at home. So that is also one thing to think about when buying new construction. How fast do you want to move? If you want to move in 2 years out of this new construction home, that's great. But then let's go find you a new construction home that maybe has a little bit more bells and whistles to help you stand out when you go to resell this. Because if you just have a plain Jane home that you haven't done anything to, it's going to be really hard to stand out this home versus a new home. And so people are normally 9 times out of 10 going to go to the new home because they can get a brand new home, good rates, incentives for a little cheaper. So I always say, make sure you know to wait to sell your home. If you're trying to build equity, right, if you're trying to walk away with some cash, wait until the construction is done in that neighborhood or you have a home that is outshines the new construction. So that is another con. Me and my fiance Dylan, we did buy a new construction home in 2023, and I cannot rave about it enough. This was never our dream, and it's still not our dream, you guys. I don't think anyone ever wants a plain new construction home in a neighborhood. Maybe some, but not us. That was never a dream, but we figured we had to start somewhere, and I always tell this to all of my home buyers. You have to start somewhere, and this gave us the in to be able to start our journey of leveling up. So we got an amazing deal. We got $140,000 off the purchase price. We got a killer interest rate, and we didn't have to put a lot of money down. It's brand new. We knew we weren't going to have to come out of pocket for major things like the roof needing replaced or the water heater or stuff like that. So I cannot scream new construction loud enough. I think it is an amazing opportunity, like just the incentives, the newness of the home. You don't have to compete really. So I say if you're moving from out of state to Colorado, new construction can be very, very simple, right? There's not a whole lot of steps. My job is along the process is I'm gonna negotiate for you. I am gonna work so hard for you to get you the best deals, the best incentives, the best rates. I'm gonna try to get you everything in that house that you absolutely need. That is my job. I'm gonna make sure that the contract deadlines are met. I'm gonna make sure that construction is moving along. I'm gonna make sure that the inspection comes back clean, and if not, what do we need fixed on it? I'm gonna review the HOA. I'm gonna be reviewing the Metro District taxes. So there's so many things that I will help you with along your journey of buying new construction. That way you are not alone. But please, you guys, make sure you are walking in represented with somebody. That way you do not get taken advantage of. I cannot scream that enough. Please, please, please walk in with someone represented. I absolutely love helping families buy new construction homes. I honestly think I'm niching down to that because I'm so passionate about how I can help you lower your monthly payment and get amazing incentives. So I just think that there's so many amazing things about going new construction. Obviously, no, it doesn't work for everybody, and I understand that and I value that, and I think it's important to know what you like and what you don't like, especially when it comes to a home. But just know that this is a great way to be able to get yourself in the market with less competition, more incentives, maybe a more affordable monthly payment. So if this is something that you've been thinking about, you're wondering, hey, would this be right for me? Please reach out to me, reach out to Dylan or I, and we would absolutely love to sit down with you, walk you through the journey of buying a new construction home, what that looks like, your monthly payments, your down payments, what's a Metro, HOA, etc. We would absolutely love to sit down and just go over that. Make sure you feel comfortable. You can call, text, email. We would love to serve you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please do not forget to tap like, subscribe. That helps me. That way you do not miss a single video in the future. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you on our next video. Bye.